You can wait a minute till I get through this here. All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. We're going to begin. And welcome to the Town of Beekman Planning Board this Thursday, August 21st, 2025. If you'll take notice of the exits, we have one exit all the way down the hallway behind you, and then we have another exit here behind me. And then if you make if you turn around there, to your left is another exit. And if you all stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country, I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And a moment of silence, please, just for our first responders and all of our service personnel, past and present. Okay, thank you. All right, so the first item under public hearing is Clove Meadows. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Put this over here.
Hello everyone, so I'm here on behalf of HVT Homes LLC for a 13-lot single-family residential subdivision at 327 Hines Road. The parcel's 23.13 acres in size. It's in the R45 zoning district. There's one single-family home already on the property. And then there should be 12 additional. It's primarily field. There's some trees. There's a small pond with COE, wetlands, and town wetlands around it. And then, so 13 lots, 12 new ones. There's going to be a town road, new town road here, which will provide access for 11 of the lots. 2 of the lots will have access directly out of Hines Road. See that here. Each well will have its own private driveway, septic system, water supply well.
We're going to maintain
pretty far along in the health department process. We're going to do the well testing soon. Do you want me to go over since the last submittal?
He said retention.
I will. Since the last submittal, we adjusted the layout so that we preserve additional trees on the site. 13 trees that were previously proposed to be removed have been preserved in this plan. And the proposed number of trees is now 55. We have the street trees and the landscape buffer along the edges. The cul-de-sac is going wider, so the vegetated space in the center is larger. That's the majority of the changes.
There's the main house on that property.
So what I'll do is, if you don't mind, what I have to do is open the meeting, and then the public hearing actually, and I'll explain some of the rules of the road with that. You come up, we have to vote to open the hearing, and then when you're ready to speak, come up and just mention your name and address into the microphone there, and then it has to be recorded so that it can be put into minutes, all that kind of thing. And usually they confine the length of time to 3 minutes, but if you need more time, I can do that for people that are making significant points. All right? Are you all set for us to open the hearing? Yeah? Okay. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing? So moved. All right, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, if I can, just for the record, the planning department has reviewed all the certified mail receipts and the affidavit of publication in the Poughkeepsie Journal.
Okay.
So all of the legal requirements for advertising the public hearing have been satisfied.
Okay, very good. So who would like to be the first one to come to the podium? How about you, sir? Yeah, you kicked it off nice.
What's going on, guys? Gary Magnet, 27 Brigham Way.
Nice.
New York.
Very nice
540.
introduction.
Oh, where's the main house on this property? Right here, you're saying?
John, have them addressed to you.
Yeah.
Please, sir, you got to address the board. You got to address the board and state your name.
So what you'll do is you'll talk to us. It's
I just
here.
talked to everybody.
That's okay. You can talk to everybody while looking at us.
All right, there you go.
That's
Gary
beautiful.
Magnet, 27 Brigham Way.
I'm bound by these
Right at
rules.
Grangeville, New York, 12540. Got me on the camera, on the mic.
Yes.
We're all good. So this is the main house, and there's 13 houses on it?
No, so here, let me tell you what we're going to do.
God.
Now, do you have any particular problem with this?
Well, no, I live right there.
Where-
And I
what
just
road
wanna
do
see
you
how
live
many
on?
houses
Let me
that they're
start-
gonna be putting over there. You know, I mean, they're gonna be drilling for wells.
Yes.
Stuff like that, so,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
no community well or,
Let me kick it off with what has happened so far is this application has gone through the building department, right? And they made sure that the zoning and the rights of the applicant were to do this, all right? Now, it's gone through many different facets of review, and what you're here to do right now is take a look at it and ask us different questions about what we can do to mitigate problems that you may experience personally by this application, all right? There is one existing house on here, and you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, wait a minute, did I miscount?
There's 12 new.
12 new single-family houses, right. They'll have their own septic and their own well. And their
I
own,
live up here on, behind that.
where?
And,
What road?
I'm on Brigham Way, my property, my house.
Which road?
Is looking at the main house, Brigham Way.
Oh, okay. Okay. So go ahead.
My house is right behind the main house.
So now, what are your concerns? What would you like us to consider
Water,
about
You
that?
know, I got a well too. You know, I mean, now everybody's gonna be trying to take my water. What's my water? Where's my water at?
So what I'm gonna do, John, all right, I'm
Where's
John
my
too.
water at?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put water on here, all right? And,
Where the water is going, all the water.
or why don't I do this, John? So,
Property.
water comes from an aquifer, all right? And the Department of Health is the one that checks everything out, and including the septic, all right? They submit both of those plans, water and septic, to the Department of Health, and they've approved them at this point, correct? Or no?
We submitted the test well protocol, there's going to be 3 test wells, so we need to meet all the requirements of the state on the market in order to do that. So there's still more testing to do.
Now, are you gonna be selling the properties or building the houses and then selling them?
Please, if you'll answer that.
I don't know what the owner's plan.
Yeah, it's a subdivision, it's not an HOA,
Right. None of
so each lot will be sold,
Each lot will be sold.
yes. And the main road coming in is going to be a town road, that's the proposed road with the cul-de-sac in the center. And there's some wetlands on there, including a stream and a pond, that will all be protected. And under the new DEC laws, proper setbacks will be maintained from those natural resources.
I mean, it's kind of close, well, I mean, it's really close to the stop sign right there, that driveway. That driveway coming out, and then the stop sign's right there. That's tight, pulling
Which
out of
one?
there. It's like, as soon as you pull out, you're at the stop sign.
Which one, the long one
Oh, yeah, the main driveway coming out of there.
or the proposed road?
I'll say the road is
highway superintendent did conceptually.
The driveways being moved down, right, yeah. Okay, well,
So John, just so you know, the highway superintendent looked at that and he approved his road plans and driveway plans. And then also,
houses, they have their own driveway coming off from Hines Road.
yeah,
And then how many houses are up here? 11.
yeah.
And plus the main.
Well, that includes,
So that's the main one up there? This one. Oh, so shit, I got...
So do me a favor, John, so everybody, because I think everybody will benefit. How many people are here for Clove Valley, right? Clove Hill. All right, good. So I'm sure a lot of your questions are answering theirs. But do me a favor, ask your questions in the mic so that they can hear and I can hear.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, yes, we'll give somebody else some questions and
Okay.
see what they got to answer.
So who else would like to come up to the mic and speak? Thank you, John. Good questions. Appreciate it.
It's Gary.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Rich Colasanti, 259 Hines Road.
Good afternoon, Rich. Good evening.
Where's the water go? Where's the ponds, and where does the water go?
here's the pond. Here's the pond. Goes down here to the DEC wetlands.
That's there you go. More water on me. More water. The last time I complained about water, now we got more water.
If you could, explain to me what you mean and the rest of the board.
Well, this, where he's putting it to the DEC wetland is my backyard, which goes to my pond, which is more sediment and everything.
Okay.
Filling my pond
If you
more.
could, do me a favor, turn that plan towards us and point to what you mean, so I understand.
I need a longer mic.
No, you're good.
The
Just-
water, he says this water's coming to the DEC wetland right here.
Okay.
We're
So,
over here. I'm here.
well, all right.
Stream runs along my back property right here and into my pond. I've been through this 100 times. I take all the water from Hines Road, Bronson Road, now I'm gonna take this.
Well, let me explain what I understand is happening here. They have, for each piece of property, a retention pond, all right?
But no one
And-
ever maintains it. I got a retention pond
Yeah.
in my yard that I dug, that I built myself, that the town's supposed to maintain. Ain't never been maintained in 20 years. No one maintains it.
Okay,
So it cost me thousands of dollars to keep my pond clean.
all right.
I
We were
explained
actually-
this the last time.
So Dan, just for my edification
He knows.
and George's, I mean Rich's, if you can explain how the town is going to maintain these, and I'm curious why his isn't being maintained, if we're going to
Yeah,
maintain these.
I'm not familiar with his pond right now, but
Right.
but right now we're in conversations with the attorneys for the applicant. The way we've been handling these recently is the creation of a drainage district.
Okay.
What that allows is for the town to provide maintenance of all the stormwater infrastructure associated with the project. Each one of the lots in the subdivision will have a special tax assessed to them to pay for the improvements, maintenance of that drainage. And that way it does no extra burden financially on the rest of the town.
How does, if they're not taking care of Mr. Colasanti's, what makes you think they're gonna take care of these?
Thank you.
Well, that's certainly, I'm not sure, what is your pond that the town is supposed to take care of?
37 years ago, the town illegally put an easement, no, we don't even have an easement, illegally dumped all the water into my pond. Then they eventually just kept hooking and hooking and hooking. Then I get all this, I had a pond that was 5 feet deep, that was 1 foot deep. It's full of road sand and salt.
Oh,
So you have a agreement with the town
No,
that we're supposed to maintain it?
No.
that's
So
that,
I'm not
that's that
exactly
pond to the
sure.
left of your house.
Yeah, they don't even have a legal easement there.
So it wasn't created with the drainage district like this, right? So it wasn't created pursuant to a drainage district like what's being proposed here. Okay, that's probably the difference.
Yeah, so
You know,
this
yeah.
one's going to be drainage district that's maintained by the homeowners association?
Paid for by
No,
the
the town.
Paid by,
And been maintained
paid
by the
for
town,
By the
yeah.
town, all right.
Yeah.
So here they're actually bringing in income to maintain it.
So
So it's more likely that it'll
That's
get
right,
maintained.
does he
exactly.
have any recourse to get the town to help him with his
We
situation?
don't, that ship's sailing. You know you're gonna get no recourse. I've lived here 57 years, I've never seen recourse.
Well, I mean, if
Well-
it's in the documents and you're supposed to have
Let
that.
me ask you a question.
I would research it.
Let me just,
Yeah.
not ask a question. I'm not here to defend the developer's plan. So I'm hearing you. Let me, excuse me. I hear you. Let's ask the engineer if there is any runoff, additional runoff that's going to exit the site from pre-condition to post-condition.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's my question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's required to be under
Yeah.
redevelopment.
So there'll be no additional runoff that's exiting the site following the construction of this project.
You put pavement in, and then you're gonna put basins in,
Yeah.
and you're gonna tell me that the ground.
I'm not telling you that. The developer
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
explain his
This is what
project.
I do for a living, and now you show. We all know. So
Right.
you
Well,
put
he's-
blacktop in,
he's-
you got water contained in the area, and you're gonna have a pond with a pipe in it that's gonna go directly into that. which
Well,
goes in my pipe.
let me ask you a question. Rich.
I appreciate your concern, I really do. Whenever you put development next to another property,
Yeah.
that's a very valid
Yeah.
concern. But my understanding is that they've put together a stormwater management plan that dedicates where the water's going to go, and if it's constructed properly and it's designed per New York State DEC guidelines, then it.
Why not bring it all Hines Road on the other end, give somebody else one?
Well, I think you're suggesting.
some of it.
I think-
That's your comment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer that. I don't have an answer for that. I
think-
hear your comment.
Yeah. I think all the water that's coming down on this property is making its way into a catch basin, a rain garden, or a
Stormwater
storm.
We're gonna
Yeah,
add now, we're gonna add sand and salt, which isn't there now.
right.
That's what you're gonna add, lots of it, because we use sand and salt like it's going out of style.
Gotcha.
So now you're gonna add that. Now you've got dead fish and everything.
Yeah. It's
Now,
there's.
if I could lose the pond, just say I went out there and went around my boundaries, because I have a boundary, a New York State DEC boundary. If I step foot in that boundary, they're gonna put me in cuffs and throw me in DC jail. But everybody here can do it.
I think your
But no
pond-
one's going to jail.
I think you maintain your pond very nicely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw it, and
Costs a lot of money.
your property looks beautiful to me.
Okay.
But I think for the benefit of your curiosity, you should take pictures on rainy days
I have all
of the
Betters
flow.
and-
Yeah,
Before his engineer, the last engineer.
Right.
I've sent him.
no, I mean now just to see if there's any change, and you could take that up with the DEC if there's a real problem. But we're bound by certain processes, which requires them to submit. I mean, he's a licensed engineer, and so is Dan, and they're confident that they're treating the water that's falling on that property. We're really not in a position to question the engineers about that.
Well, you asked me my opinion.
No, that's good.
No,
Do you have anything else, though, that will add to,
No, I mean, you ain't gonna stop it, because I don't wanna stop it.
right,
I have no interest in stopping. Like I said, I love the water and pour all the time ago.
Right.
I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I don't want any more water.
Right.
I got enough of it that I'm handling for a town right now.
understood. Yeah, that's fair.
All right?
Thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak?
See you now.
Mr. Crane, please.
Bill Crane, 254 Gardner Hollow Road. This is adding another development, the one you already are considering one on next to Beach Road, on Hines Road. It's very sad. This is one of the most rustic, old-timey, like historical roads, dirt roads in our town. And here, this is the second development. It's going to continue the suburbanization of Beekman. We're supposed to be preserving the rural character of our town. I'm glad that that the applicant is saving 13 trees, I gather. I thought I heard him say that he's going to cut down 55 more trees. The point that the last speaker made about pavement, it is adding quite a bit of pavement. I'm wondering, the pavement does contribute to pollution runoff, and I'm wondering if you do maybe have it in your power to ask for permeable roads. There's a lot of driveways being added, and then also a road. If they were permeable, not asphalt, it would reduce the pollution runoff, from all the things that go on in a home, all the garbage and the cars, exhaust, and all the other non-point sources of pollution. So that would be one step. If you can save more trees, that would be key, preserve the trees and all the benefits they give us. And as we all know, during the heat strokes we had, how precious trees are with all the heat wave we had. And it's just, I wish the board had some way of preserving this land. Looks like when Miss Garrido's great-grandparents were here. It's a beautiful piece of land.
It is beautiful, yeah.
And here we go. Are there to be more developments? This is the second now.
Yeah. It's really a matter, Mr. Crane, of rezoning, it becomes a big issue. You legally can't deny an applicant, their right.
I understand.
What do you think,
he can make,
out of curiosity, me personally, what do you think about invasive species?
What do I think about?
Trees of heaven, burdock, Japanese burdock, and what's the name of that vine? Kudzu and
invasive species.
Oriental bittersweet. For you, would it be advantageous for a developer to remove all invasive species on the property so that the hardwoods and the indigenous trees and vegetation could flourish?
Right now, the invasive species fall in various categories. Like you have the black locust, which is an invasive species, but it contributes nitrogen to the soil.
Right.
It's a tree that develops once a land is pretty much destroyed. It comes, and it's like a transitional tree. So there's various categories of indigenous trees.
Yeah.
I would say right now, to the extent that all the birds and the wildlife and the bees and all the animals are dependent on these trees, I would leave things the way. Let nature take its course right now. I would not go in with any grand plan to remove trees. We've done enough damage to the natural world. With our ideas.
I was just curious.
That's my answer right now.
Yep.
That's my answer right now. See if you can preserve the permeable surfaces. I think you have a legitimate reason to, because there's a lot of evidence that pavement contributes to pollution runoff, and it's a lot of pavement. Each 13 driveways plus a town road.
Yeah.
Is this going to we're going to pave over the darn?
Thank you for your comment, Mr. Crane. Who else would like to speak? Please, ma'am. Yes.
My name is Maureen. I live on Clove Valley Road. My concern is traffic.
Right.
I know it's a county road. I know there's nothing we can do about posting up speed limits and lower it, but it's a drag racing on the weekends, and I can't get out of my driveway during the week. And my concern is you've got Hines Road right down the road coming out onto Clove Valley Road.
Right.
There's accidents there as it is. What's going to happen when you have new cars?
Yeah. That, reach out to the county about that. A couple emails there, and they're the ones that should handle that on your behalf. And for the general safety of
Yeah, because you've got new families moving
yes,
with kids on Clove
I saw them, a lot of children.
I mean, I see the one
running
across
around.
the street from you walk up the road with 3 little kids. You can't do that anymore there.
No, I know. It's a gorgeous area. I mean, it really is.
It was, yes, but
Right.
that's so much
I understand.
Not with the cars.
Right.
And that's my only concern.
I understand. That would be beyond our scope. That would be Tony Coviello and Dutchess County DOT. Yeah, well, that would be for town roads. For county roads, you would talk to,
I can't hear here. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we can't have the chatter. I'm trying to listen and take notes.
yeah.
I can't hear.
Maureen?
I'm
So-
trying to take notes and I just can't hear. So I appreciate it. Maureen, I missed your address too.
1478 Clove Island Road.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
And
To
more,
the back of this new, the new home, the new one that's going in onto the back of that. Oh, thank you. I think I was talking loud enough, they hear me anyway. Okay, thank you.
okay, so Maureen, for the county road, you would reach out to DOT, Dutchess County, and then for town roads, Tony Coviello.
Right, I know for the town road, but it is a county road.
So that's, you would call them, in writing, it's not signed right. Speed limits need to be looked at and put up because of children, additional homes in the area. I'm going through that where my business is. So, but that's not within our scope.
Okay,
All right?
all right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else who would like to talk to us about this? We're about to get into, please, sir. Yep, a tree mitigation plan, right? That will show you the trees that are going to come down and get put up. But first, we have to make sure everybody is heard here. If you could orient him, yeah.
How you doing? Mario Gina, 30 Brigadoon Way. My question is, how big are the homes?
You got to
Square
be
footage.
clearer with what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't get your address.
Oh, your name.
Mario Gina, 30 Brigadoon Way.
Thank you.
How big are the homes, square footage?
Could you answer? Well, they're spec homes.
Probably don't know.
Yeah. So right now,
Determined, yeah.
Yeah.
The septic systems are designed for a maximum of 4 bedrooms, but they could be smaller than that potentially.
Yeah.
So you don't even know how big they're going to be, and you're getting a permit for them.
this is a site plan and a subdivision.
There'll be a,
Yeah.
It's an approximate size, so, I mean, this is probably 2,000 square feet,
How many acres is this whole thing?
23.13.
And each house is on how big of a lot?
The smallest is just over an acre, the largest is over 2.5 acres.
Okay. I'm curious, when I first moved up here, they changed everything where you had to have 5 acres to build a house. What happened to that?
I don't remember that.
Never.
Do you, Faye?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, I've been here my whole life and it's never been a 5-acre zone.
Oh, that's what they told me at the other town hall.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe in Unionville, that's true, but not here.
Is this considered Unionville?
No.
No,
we're in the town of Beekman.
Beekman, yeah.
When I had to get all of my permits, I had to go to town hall there.
Well,
Not
then,
here.
Where do you live? Do you live in Beekman or Unionville?
On Beekman, Clove Valley, off Brigadoon Way. Huh. All right.
Mario, you're in the town of Beekman.
Yes. I'm just
Unfortunately-
curious.
Unfortunately, Gary's a neighbor, but
Yeah, I know. He's a little noisy, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you use it?
No.
Do you want to use it?
How does this affect our taxes? Are you guys listening? Anybody?
I'm listening, yes.
Is anybody? How does this affect our taxes?
It goes into the ratables.
Is it going to raise our taxes based on what they're doing there?
Technically, there'll be more houses with more children. More children means more services for your schools, and there'll be a road.
So they'll be
for the
raising our
town.
taxes, is what you're trying to
So,
say?
I would imagine the tax would increase, yes.
No, taxes are
Ratables.
dependent upon, I mean, they'll be contributing taxes, right? But the supervisor designs a budget, and it depends how the town government operates as to whether or not your taxes will increase. If you have a slate that is in town hall that spends, then your taxes will go up, right? They will increase. But if they are conservative, they will go down.
Well, at
Technically.
this point, At this point, it's a vacant piece of property. When you add houses to that property, you're gonna get more tax money.
You're increasing the tax
And the budget is X number of dollars, and your tax base will be increased, which will keep your taxes down.
That's what.
As this gentleman said, the only area where it may cause a raise is in your school taxes, if the school population increases to the point where they have to increase their budget. But right now, the population in the school is actually low.
Yeah.
So
So they have room for more students.
It shouldn't affect your, if anything, it'll help your taxes.
And your taxes, by the way, have gone down
In the town, yeah.
in the town over the past several years, year after year.
And the county.
Yeah.
All right.
County taxes have gone down every year.
How long of a project is this?
Who knows?
Yeah, that's up to the owner and the builder, and it's,
What's your estimated idea? You gotta have an idea what you're gonna do, how long you're gonna take it. That's how you make your money.
I mean, that's
How-
a better question for,
I have a piece of property that's been subdivided since 1964, and no houses are on it. So it's
I'm just curious how much noise and debris we'll be getting there
who knows?
because of the wind. You know, it's windy where we're at.
Yeah.
I hear
So we're
you.
gonna get a lot of that, which changes our clean air.
I understand. But
So
they'll
I'm
have-
curious, there's gotta be a guesstimate. Don't you guys put a limit on by?
I'll let the town engineer explain that.
Yeah, I mean, no developer is gonna take too much more time than they need to put the main infrastructure in, okay? So what's gonna happen is there's gonna be main infrastructure built, and then there's gonna be the building on the actual lots. We can't control when somebody builds a house on a lot. The developer may choose to put all the infrastructure in and then sell lots. He may build on some. So we can't really control that, but the one thing that is under our purview as a MS4 is that there's not going to be any more than 5 acres of disturbance at any one time. And during that period, there's SWIP, erosion and sediment control measures, including dust control and other things that will help prevent the transport of erosion and sediment towards water bodies and other properties. So those are the things that we are able to control.
Do you put a time limit on them? Once you start your foundation, you got X amount of months to get it done?
No.
You don't do that?
No.
There's a subdivision, sir,
Yeah.
that's gonna come, I think, shortly, close to 200 houses, that's been on the books for 20 years.
Okay.
And they've been paying taxes right along
Yeah, on each lot,
on each lot.
Redwood.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how long it's gonna take.
Sure, Bill?
Charbel, yeah, the old Red Wing Mine.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, good questions, though. Thank you. All right. Who else would like to speak tonight? Anyone else? So then what we'll do, if there is no one else, what would the board like to do right now? Would you like
I'll
to?
make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay.
Second?
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous? Okay. So, all right. Daniel, anything else to say, or?
No, I guess, just for everybody else's interest, this is a type 1 action in accordance with seeker.
Yeah.
As a result of the fact that it's an agricultural district, what happens is the environmental conservation law requires that if you're developing an agricultural district, that you reduce the threshold that turns it into a type 1 action by 25%. So in terms of seeker, 50 lots that are served by water on-site and sewer on-site is an automatic type 1 action. But because this threshold is reduced to 25%, which is 12 and a half lots, they have 13 lots, so it's a type 1 action.
Okay.
That means that the full EAF has been prepared by the applicant. We've reviewed it.
Okay.
And this board will be in charge of going through parts 2 and 3 of that environmental assessment form. Now, basically, the time clock is on as a result of the closure of the public hearing, so
Okay.
that'll have to happen within, I believe, 62 days, is it? Or it could be
62, I thought?
62 days to issue decision, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
62 to...
I apologize, 62. You're right, Jen.
For a decision, and then that means that we would have to have a secret determination before preliminary approval would be granted, so. And again, I've gone through the engineer's analysis and the supporting documentation. The EAF is in very good shape at this point. The SWIP is in very good shape. And they've done a very good job with their plans. One of the other things I wanted to mention is that this public hearing is also in relation to our wetland, water body, and water course protection, which is Town Code Section 155-52. And that's because near the entrance of the road, there is a stormwater management practice that is being proposed, which pushes into the buffer of the wetland that runs through the property. So this public hearing is for subdivision and for that water resource permit. And again, they've acknowledged that they need that permit. And what happens is 155-52I discusses all these standards associated with the planning board's decision on the water resource permit is what it's called. So we've asked the applicant to go through that section of the code and provide his responses for your consideration at one of the upcoming meetings. And that would also go hand in hand with the seeker.
Okay.
Again, we've started working with the applicant's attorney, myself and Mr. Egan to my left here. We've been scheduling some meetings with them about those mechanisms that we mentioned before about the drainage district and the easements and all these things that are going to be put in place to provide security and guarantees for the town and the adjacent properties.
Yeah, the water treatment. Yeah,
Yep.
that's wonderful. Okay. Mr. Egan, anything?
I think Dan covered it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the drainage district and how to set this up, the road dedication, all those documents will have to be reviewed. Sorry. But yeah, no, I think that's right. Those are things we will handle with the applicant's counsel and engineer.
Thank you. Yeah. Any board members have any comments? Sorry. It's okay.
Just a question, I see there's a determination from DEC, is that, I'm sorry, are you Matt Town?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually kind of complicated. So remember, the DEC came out and delineated this small section down here originally, and then because we didn't get to public hearing in time, we need to abide by the new laws. So we submitted for a jurisdictional determination from the DEC. They didn't respond in time, so they sent us a letter stating that they won't be taking jurisdiction over any wetlands on the property.
Okay.
So they're not involved with wetlands.
Okay.
And if I can add one more thing I should have mentioned before, but since it was brought up by the public, I'll mention it on behalf of the applicant here. Our code requires that any driveways that are over 4% have to be paved in their entirety. This project, the way he's laid it out, has a number of driveways that he's proposing to be gravel driveways. So there are a number of driveways that are proposed to be gravel here.
Okay.
And there's a lot of groundwater recharge, stormwater management practices as well.
Okay, great.
That's
Okay.
not to say they couldn't decide to pave it.
It's going to be up to the owner of
Right,
the lot.
that's what I mean.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Can you move this piece again?
Okay. All right. So at this point, any actions other than to close the public hearing? That's done. Anything other than that at this point?
Well, what I had mentioned before about the part 2 and 3 of the EAF, if you'd like, I can start putting together some responses for your consideration. Of course, it's up to you.
Sure.
But I
Okay.
can give you some guidance. What I do is I run through parts 2 and 3 and I follow the DEC website, which
Right.
has very specific criteria that I apply to each of the questions. And I take a look at the project itself and I try to measure those impacts myself. And I can put together that draft for yourselves, and then obviously if you have any questions about that, we can change that or whatever. So, but that's something I would be willing to do for helping the board move that forward on the
Okay.
environmental
Thank you.
assessment side.
Can I have a vote to have Dan review parts 2 and 3 of the EAF for
So moved.
future consideration?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, can I have a motion to close the public hearing? Are you saying me?
I think she just couldn't hear.
Who can't you hear, Lorraine?
I couldn't hear anybody.
Oh, okay. So if everybody could move your phones a little closer, your phones, your microphones, thank you. So if there aren't any further questions, we'll move on to the next applicant at this point, all right?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board's good? All right, thank you. Have a good night, Matt. All right, yep. Okay, so the next item under public hearing is the Selleck accessory apartment. Hi,
Good evening.
good evening. What's your name again? I should know it.
I'm Steve Whalen, from Whalen
Steve
Architecture.
Whalen, right. Right, thank you.
You want me just to recap?
Oh,
where
please.
we are, bring the board back up to speed?
Thank you. Yeah, mostly the public.
Sure.
If you want to, is there anybody here for, oh, yeah, okay, right. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
All right.
Well, we opened it.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, if you will start with your,
Just for the record, I was advised by the planning department that they once again reviewed the certified mailing
Yeah.
and the affidavit of publication in Poughkeepsie Journal, and all were in order.
Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
So our proposal is the legalization of the apartment that is at 39 Indian Pass.
Right.
Currently in the house right now, it's a 3-bedroom house, and they have a legal 2 offices downstairs. What the owners want to do is they want to convert one of those offices into a bedroom, and similarly up on the first floor, they want to take one of the bedrooms and convert that into an office and make this a legal and accessory apartment. So the only improvements that we are proposing is that bedroom conversion, and then we have to put an egress window on the lower level for what was an office, which is going to become a bedroom. Everything else, we meet all the requirements for. The size of the apartment, parking, there's going to be no changes to the septic, no exterior improvements other than the window, because we meet all those requirements.
Okay,
So we're just looking really just to legalize this apartment so that they can start renting it out.
very good. All right. So is there anyone here that would like to speak about the accessory apartment? No? No one? Okay. Motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Okay. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, very good. So, Dan, is there anything that you would like to bring into this conversation?
There wasn't a submittal unless I'm not aware of it, right?
I'm sorry?
There was not a new submittal since the last time, is that?
No, we figured we'd just get through the public hearing,
Right.
see if there were any comments, and then if there were any, like administration type things that we could address them now.
Well, at the July meeting, the board waived certain requirements as a result of no physical disturbance at the site, or very limited physical disturbance at the site, and reviewed the aquifer overlay standards already, and granted sketch plan, and then obviously authorized this public hearing that we just had now. So procedurally, earlier than that, this was deemed a type 2 action by the board, so we don't have a seeker process remaining at this point with this either. I think one of the bigger things from my letter before, and I'm not sure if you've been able to work with the building inspector yet about that accessory structure in the front and whatnot, if if you want to update the board, that'd be helpful.
I've had a brief conversation with her, but I figured let's get through the public hearing, and then, I understand that, we can't close this project out until that is resolved, but I figured let's get through the public hearing, and then we can, meet with the building inspector and figure out how we're going to move forward.
Okay. The only reason I ask that is because it also, and this can be, if it had to get referred to the Zoning Board of Appeals, an area variance is also a type 2 action, so there's no seeker conflict there. The zoning board would not need to have their own seeker determination. It would be type 2 as well there. So in terms of that, it can be uncoordinated, but you normally want to try to run those things parallel so that if you get hung up at one board, you're not hanging up on the other board.
Gotcha.
So that'd be my only suggestion for you on that. So maybe we try to figure that out. If you want, I can try to either schedule a conference with Jessica, or you can do it yourself, and
Yeah, if you want to have, all three of us, we can have a conference about that.
I think it makes sense just to, I'll be the liaison to the board at that point.
Okay.
Otherwise, the plans were in pretty good shape. I think, there's just some housekeeping stuff generally for the most part. So we'll look forward to a resubmittal on that, addressing as much as you can with that.
Okay.
Okay. Any comments from the board?
I'll make the motion that we close the public hearing.
Yep.
I think you did it
We did
already.
that.
Oh, we did, I'm
That's done.
sorry.
Yep.
I thought we opened it and went on.
Yeah,
You
no, we're all-
want to doubly close
I
it.
want to double it.
We should. Let's double
that.
close it. All right. I declare we double close it. Very good. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time tonight.
Yeah, and thank you,
I hope we
board,
can
and,
start- I
yeah,
look-
Dan, I'll be in touch.
Yeah,
Sounds
mom and dad need a place to live soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night. Yep. Good night. Thank you. Okay, under discussion, I have Pellegrino lot line. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. My name is Thomas Kerrigan, civil engineer with LaBelle Associates, presenting the Pellegrino lot line change plans. After the last meeting, we received some feedback from the plan that we have incorporated. We're now showing some trees to be protected within that sort of internal U driveway.
Do me a favor and pull
that
gently. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. To reiterate, we protected some additional trees by pulling the luminous disturbance within that internal turn of the driveway, which is now shown on the plans. We have received some, we made a submission for this meeting. We've received some additional comments from the town engineer, which we will be addressing. Nothing was major in there. We also wanted to provide an update on the maintenance agreement that we have been working on. The applicant's attorney submitted an initial agreement with the town attorney. He provided some feedback. It was then resubmitted to the town attorney. We're now waiting for additional feedback, but there isn't that we're making progress there. We also reviewed the draft resolution that was prepared for tonight's meeting. We have no issues with the conditions laid out in there. We ask the board consider adopting it at tonight's meeting.
All right. Daniel?
Tom did a good job after the last meeting of compiling the plan of what the applicant had asked for and what the planning board had accepted, namely the access from Cottage Road.
Okay.
So we went through, there's not a lot of technical comments remaining. If you notice from the review letter, there's not a whole lot there. So we also were were asked if we would put together a draft resolution for your consideration at the last meeting, so we did that and circulated around. I have not heard any comment from anybody, and I'll just apologize to the applicant because I had just sent it to him a little while ago. I was kind of waiting to see if we had any internal comments, particularly from our legal friend over here. So at this point, I'd be happy to go through any of the resolution as drafted, particularly the things that, there's a lot of fluff in there about how we got to this point.
Right.
But really what the important things are, what the conditions associated with the approval are. And again, just for everybody's edification, lot line realignments are treated as subdivisions within the town, so we have to follow the full subdivision code, and that's why we're at this point.
Okay. Craig, anything?
Yeah, the only thing I would add is I did talk to Ed Freer. He is the attorney who was drafting all the legal instruments for the applicant, and I've been giving him language that I'm going to need, and he's been running it past the title company that we both use, which is Queen City Abstract. And there's an open condition that if you do consider granting conditional subdivision approval, conditional approval here, the number 4 will allow for us to just continue and finalize the legal instruments after you consider a final decision.
Okay. So at this point, you just need us to consider as a board granting conditional final subdivision approval?
Hey, Craig,
Yes.
what's the story with the road on, was it Dill Hill?
What about?
Is it set so that, is there a problem if the purchaser of that property wanted to make an entrance on Dill Hill?
So I had added a further resolved section to this particular resolution, being that this has double frontage here. And what we had put in there for your consideration is that no building permit shall be issued for Lot 2, that's the vacant lot, until such time that the plot plan has been reviewed by the Fire Advisory Board and the town engineer. If access remains from Cottage Road, the building permit for Lot 2 shall not be issued until a bond and inspection fee and the amounts approved by the town engineer for disturbance to steep slopes has been established and accepted by the town board. If access is from Dill Hill Road, no building permit for Lot 2 shall be issued until proof of exiting the Cottage Road private road maintenance agreement is provided and proof of entering into the Dill Hill Road private road maintenance agreement is provided. So what we tried to do is we tried to capture the potential of what might happen out there at some point. Their plan is not to build on this lot. So if they sell it, the purchaser may hate that driveway off of Cottage Road for all we know and say, I'd rather come up to Dill Hill, and that's their option. So in doing this, we're trying to prevent any inconsistencies later that might happen. So that's how we tried to solve that with this particular resolution, the way we wrote it.
That was smart, yeah.
The only thing
Thank you for that.
Yeah, the only thing item that remained open, to my knowledge, was the road maintenance agreement and getting all of the other affected lot owners to sign off on including lot number 1.
Yes, and I think we're waiting on the final language of the maintenance agreement for that.
Okay, I don't know if you had that as a condition.
I did, yeah. Let me see, just to follow up on that. Condition number 5, I had placed, the applicant shall provide appropriate legal documents related to the inclusion of Lot 1, that's the existing developed lot, in the Cottage Road private road maintenance agreement to the satisfaction of the town attorney.
Yep.
So that would cover that aspect. Now that would be that's a condition of signing of the plat. So that has to be done before the chairman can sign the plat, before the map is filed, and before this lot line technically takes place. The earlier condition I had mentioned is in respect to building permits for Lot 2 once it is finalized. So, starting on page 3 and ending on page 4, we have 10 conditions that have to be satisfied before the plan can be signed and before it can be filed with county clerk finalizing the subdivision.
Very good. Any issues with any of those conditions in the resolution from any of the board members? No. Hey, Peter? No, I don't. All right, so then I'd like the board to consider granting conditional final subdivision approval.
I'll second.
Okay.
If I could, just mention in accordance with the draft
In
resolution.
accordance,
that we
right,
have.
okay. You'd like that all in
And then
one?
that way,
All right, one motion?
In
Okay.
the accordance of the resolution prepared by our town engineer,
Okay.
I propose that we grant conditional final subdivision approval.
approval. Have a second?
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Just one note, though, when this goes into construction, because I know right now all we're doing is a lot line removal, construction may not happen, may happen in 2 months, may happen in 2 years from now.
Right.
Who will be responsible for enforcing the plan? Is that going to be our code enforcement department?
So, once that condition I had mentioned earlier about Lot 2 is specific to the driveway at the portion as it goes through the steep slopes. So we'll have control of that. In addition, the plot plan is reviewed by the building inspector, but it'll also be reviewed by the by the fire advisory board. And in this case, by myself as well. I'm technically part of the fire advisory board help as well. But in doing that, that has my knowledge from the planning board's approach at this lot, so I'll be able to weigh in on anything. So, but technically, they have a building envelope where they can move things around a bit. Now they have a septic and a well that's approved by the health department that really can't move. And in order to get down to the bottom there, that driveway for the fire advisory board was very specific so far to date. So more than likely, it's going to be built in accordance with that generally. Will the footprint of the house change a bit? Yeah. Will it move possibly a little bit here and there? Yeah. But generally, particularly with the steep slopes, since we regulate those, we will have control of that aspect of the construction.
Sure. Thank you. Any other questions from the board?
No.
No? All right. My lady, yes, for Savannah Estates.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Amy Patain, here for Samana Estates. We were last in front of the board last month, and in that meeting, we went over the landscape mitigation plan, and by the end, the board seemed pretty satisfied.
Right.
So with Dan's comment during that meeting, we have developed a phasing plan for the landscaping as requested. So we have 2 separate phases. Phase 1 is in this red area, and then phase 2 is broken out in these blue areas, and it's by lot. So phase 2, lot 1 through 5.
Right.
So we're here with the board tonight, and we did receive Dan's latest comments just before the meeting. So we understand that we have to satisfy those. And we're here to talk through with the board. Just, we know that your concern is guaranteeing that these plantings,
I'm sorry, to what?
the guaranteeing of the plantings. We know That's one of the board's concerns, and I think we're here tonight to discuss
Okay.
how we would like to address that.
Okay, thank you.
So in Dan's memo, he suggested holding the building permit until the completion of phase 1, and then with the other phases, there was a suggestion of holding the CO. So in discussion with our applicant, one issue that may occur is the selling of that particular lot and with the timing of plantings. So say they're finished with the home either in the middle of winter or the middle of summer, and they can't complete the plantings, then they can't go ahead and sell the house if it's dependent on the CO, if the plantings are dependent on the CO. So is there any suggestion that the board may have of working through that in a different way?
Perhaps hold the bond.
We could establish a cost estimate based off the plantings.
Right.
Yep.
The town has a lawn bond that is typical for houses that are finished in the winter. I don't think we have anything in our code about any other landscaping control like that, but as a condition of any potential approval that the board could consider, that could be something that's added in. Right, Craig? I mean, is there a different mechanism?
It can go under, the performance bond is general and broad enough that maybe a second performance bond for just this
That's what I would
particular improvement to guarantee performance, it might be in order.
That's what I would recommend.
So you're saying a second bond, like there's a general performance bond and then a landscaping performance bond? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we can have the board can consider that.
Okay.
Rob, any comments?
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. So you're saying we can't withhold C of O till the completion of the plantings?
So I'm saying that that could pose a problem for finishing the project and being able to sell the homes if they finished at a certain time of year where plantings is not possible, like in the middle of winter or in the middle of summer.
When it wouldn't be safe to plant trees.
Right.
So
'cause we have a
they wouldn't
planting.
be able to get a CO to sell the house.
Rather than
What's your
causing
experience with
economic harm to
Yeah.
the developer, we would have a bond in place that would guarantee performance of that planting.
That makes sense.
All right, I'm just running through my head what the pitfalls could be.
Forfeiture of the bond.
We'll have a bond, right, but we had other developments where I thought we were ironclad and making sure those trees were gonna get in.
Yeah.
And then people came back to the board and said, why are you putting trees here?
Yeah.
Once the person moves into the house, then they feel it, of course, they rightfully feel the house is theirs. If the developer
Well, the developer's
says,
gonna
Well,
be
then,
responsible for that.
couldn't they put that in the
and what they
contract
say,
sale?
what they've done in the past is they told the owners, go to the board, this is not something I want, it's something they're making me do.
Yeah.
Go to the board and complain to them about it, because that's what they want.
Right.
And I'd like to have a measure that doesn't put us responsible for insurance in compliance with the plan.
Put it in the contract of sale.
And put in the deed, maybe.
Right,
In the
right,
deed,
right.
yeah. That's still not going to
restrictions?
prevent people from
Yeah.
coming and arguing with us, Robert.
I doubt I'll ever prevent that. I think people
Right.
should have the right to come to the board
Yeah.
and express their concerns. But where we've made an agreement on a subdivision and that agreement, we shouldn't have to explain ourselves in the future for an agreement we make today. And that's something that both parties agree to, both the board and the applicant.
Any notes or any notation on the final subdivision map will put all prospective buyers on notice of this condition.
Right.
And the title company will raise it, I'm sure, for.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I mean, it really needs to be left to it's not a ministerial decision. It's not,
Right.
I mean, I'm saying, it's not a discretionary decision.
Yeah.
If, it shouldn't come to the board. We can't exercise, once it's approved on the drawing, we can't exercise flexibility after the fact.
Out of my
So it shouldn't,
curiosity.
so if there's a way to put it in the note on the plat that says, this is a requirement of the drawing and cannot be overruled by the board or something like that.
Well, I mean, you can't do it for something like this, but you've done it in the past for like conservation easements.
Right.
That's a totally different story.
Yeah.
You can, that's in perpetuity. That runs with the land and it cannot
Right.
be changed.
So how would it make its way onto the deed? At what point is it, for my edification, is a deed constructed?
Well,
In what phase of legal game?
well, after the lot is sold,
Okay.
all right, that deed will be this board won't be
No.
privy to it, but it will be attorney to attorney, seller to buyer, and that notation will be on the filed map.
Oh, and they pull it from there?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or, the map should have a note to that effect, that this is a condition that survives passage of title.
And the responsible party is the developer.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, I only need to be assured that it's going to be handled in code enforcement. If they have a complaint, they go to code enforcement. Code enforcement can explain the rules of the drawing. It doesn't, what happened in the past, it was brought to us.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was
No, they want to change the
necessarily,
map.
I don't think
Yeah.
it necessarily needed to be referred to us.
No.
If it's on the drawing, it needs to be,
Right.
it's not, like I said, it's no longer a discretionary decision. It's,
Yeah.
and this isn't something that's, like questionable or difficult. It's plantings.
Right.
There's no reason for this to come back to the board. So
It's not a-
I'm happy with, I'm just making a note that this needs to be, this should not be, once we approve it in the final plat, we're not going to re-engage the decision on plantings. That once, anything that it needs to be, if the homeowner, in enforcing the bond requirements and the homeowner has any questions, it has to happen at our code enforcement level.
Right.
There aren't any trails on this, is there?
Trails, no.
No? Oh, good. All right, I just want to make sure.
We had, one of your earlier versions of the map had the note about lot owners being responsible for maintaining the approved landscaping shown on each lot, and that the town of Beekman may require replacement of dead or unhealthy landscaping. So there is a map note to that effect that was already on the plans now. So there's, again, code enforcement's another story, but there is a mechanism in place that allows the town to say, why are those trees gone? Why, there were all these plantings here, now you've taken them out. So there's that, but maybe another more forceful note with regard to timing of C of Os, and that the developer is still responsible for making the plantings within the next spring or fall planting season, because that's your prime time to plant, do your plantings, particularly the fall is really the best overall, but spring and fall.
We just don't want to obviously plant when there's still construction going on and all that, because we don't want them to get trampled and ruined.
We want survivability as well, and we don't want to see good trees wasted on, construction equipment, dinging them up or compacting soils around them. I mean, the whole point of this is that there's decompaction of the soils in those planting areas at some point, and that they're planted and they have good survivability chances. That's imperative to the board, I think, is from what I've gathered during the discussions on this. But some additional notation to that effect might be helpful at least, and then we can also consider whether or not it makes sense to add something into the deed on that. I think it probably does, because then it's just another piece of equipment, if you will, that when somebody goes to buy these lots, hopefully their real estate attorney does their job and tells them that they have certain landscaping maintenance requirements. Because that's the other problem, is that certain real estate attorneys, not you, Craig, right? But certain real estate attorneys may not do the job we think they're going to do when there's a deed restriction. People that buy a lot, if it's created by a subdivision, they should look at the map. Their attorney should tell them to look at the map. What's on the map?
Generally, it's in the abstract.
Oh, yeah.
The title.
Yeah, the title abstract.
Yeah. So
I got a question.
Go ahead, Pete.
The landscape bond will apply specifically to each lot.
That's up for discussion. I had mentioned, Amy and I had a discussion earlier today. I mentioned that we'd be looking to establish some sort of a performance bond for the landscaping.
The phasing?
And there's phasing associated with it.
Yeah.
So, the way it's set up on the plans right now is all the phase 1 landscaping gets done before any building permits are issued.
Yeah.
So, in essence, we have a lot of good control to make sure that phase 1 gets done right, because no building permits can get issued otherwise. And that's obviously, first and foremost, once they start putting more and more money into this property, they're going to want to get building permits to start making an ROI for themselves. So that would be one mechanism. Whether or not that's part of one bond itself, then that bond is released, but then there's another bond for each of the individual lots done, or whether there's one bigger bond that's held until the last lot. I guess the only problem with that really is that, like Faye mentioned earlier, I mean, there's been lots that have been approved as part of subdivisions that have been around for 50 years without being built on. So, what's the good of a bond 50 years from now?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I'm just...
Which lot's affected?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah, all 5 are affected
But
by it.
if it's a deed restriction, it'll be addressed 50 years from now.
It could be, there could be a consideration of a specific performance bond being installed or in place during the building permit process. So
Right.
you finally pulling a building permit for that lot, now you have to establish that bond, which can be, the value of that bond could be estimated at the time that they're actually going to build, based on the plans. There's a lot of moving parts here, and part of the reason this discussion needed to happen tonight is so that we can incorporate this into a resolution, so that we have a good, tight plan, as good as we can on our approval, to make sure that this happens right.
Do you want me to go over the examples of the conditions?
I think we are already. I mean,
You did it?
There's one more possibility, and that we didn't discuss, and that is, it's possible to issue, for the building department to issue a temporary certificate of occupancy, and it would be contingent upon the plantings, the satisfaction of that in order to get a final.
Okay.
I want to say our code doesn't allow TCOs.
Yeah, it's right here.
Is it?
Yeah. Subsection D
How
of
long can somebody stay on a
15568.
TCO?
Temporary CO.
I've never heard of
Sir,
that.
how long can somebody have a
I've never heard of
TCO?
that.
Some people don't even get
There
it.
can be a limit of time
Okay.
put right on the face of the
Take those
TCO.
things and run them without them. Right?
Well, I mean, you can make the time period to be
Right.
to the end of the next planting season.
Right.
It sounds to me like the
And
performance bond
if they don't
is
complete
more
the plantings
incentive.
till
Or
the end of
both.
the next planting season, then you revoke it.
But then you got a building that nobody can inhabit?
No, you can inhabit the building or the temporary.
You can? For
Yeah,
how
sure.
long?
Like
doesn't
Faye
even
is
say
saying,
anything.
if, in the event that we revoke it, it's temporary, right?
Yeah, it's
In the
temporary.
event that we revoke it, yes, they have to leave the building, but they can remedy it, right? Isn't there a?
Yeah, there's a
Then the following
provision
thing-
for the building inspector to revoke or suspend the temporary certificate of occupancy. So
That seems like
if
a
that
bad
happens,
solution.
that would be bad.
I mean, good luck getting a judge to
Yeah.
kick somebody out of their house.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't think that that's really a solution, to be
You
honest with you.
you could do both if you wanted to. I mean.
It could be,
The
I
bond
mean-
and the temporary CO.
It's just a double layer of,
Yeah.
of insurance.
If you wanted to. So, establishing a performance bond, we talked about that. Establishing an inspection fee or inspection escrow? I don't remember talking about that. That was one of the items you put.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard when a performance bond is established. There's typically, we'll either do a percentage of that as an inspection fee. An
Okay.
inspection fee is paid to the town, which is used to pay the attorney or myself or any other consultant that's hired by the town to make sure that the work is performed.
Okay.
An inspection escrow is very similar, except that it doesn't have a limit on it at that point.
Okay.
It's a renewable, and that way, if they're performing poorly, the town does not get stuck paying consultants for a longer period of work than they should have had to have done in the first place,
Understood.
if I'm making myself clear.
They are, you are. So the only item I think that we have to decide together is performance bond and/or temporary certificate of occupancy.
Separate what?
Temporary certificate of occupancy until the work is completed. At that point, then, they would get, after the code enforcement officer inspected their permanent CO, and they'd get their bond back once it was released.
So, just to clear that up, I think, because I think I heard Rob say TCO would have to have some sort of an expiration date
Okay.
at the next planting season, which would be
Yeah.
a
To the
spring
end
or a
of the
fall.
Yeah,
Is
to the
that-
end of the next planting.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. So any amendments?
Planting
or
season's being
problems with that?
defined as the spring from, what is it, April 15th to,
Yeah,
November,
before the
June
fall.
21st?
November
Yeah, something.
15, I think it is.
and then you're thinking of that tree removal thing, but, and then in the fall, it's from like September 15th to, look what Google the industry standard, it's pretty simple
Yeah,
metric, yeah.
I'll probably go to the Blue Book for that. I think the Blue Book has some good information on planting season, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wouldn't the bond be more motivational though?
Oh, you got both.
Yeah, that's why we're suggesting both.
Just asking one because
Yeah.
you were saying about the enforceability with a judge.
Right.
So it's
That's
almost
just my
redundant at
opinion.
that
I
point.
mean,
If it was standing on its own, yeah, I would agree with that.
I think the temporary occupancy motivates the owner.
Yes.
Yeah,
The owner is going to keep pressure on the developer to finish those plantings,
right.
because they don't want to live under that cloud of a temporary.
well, how does that affect mortgage? If you
I was gonna say, they couldn't sell it with a temporary.
Right,
Right.
I
So
would
they
assume.
they'd wanna get rid of that in case they needed to sell it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they can move in with a
Yep.
temporary CO, they can't sell it with a temporary CO.
Right, right.
Okay, so a motion to include both in the resolution?
So moved.
Okay?
Second.
So wait a minute,
Uh,
where's
are
the
we-
statutory authority for the,
Both teeth.
Also, okay, I'm sorry. I think I interrupted a motion. My apologies.
It's okay.
Did
Do you want to
finish?
change it?
What are you gonna do for the
We're
expirations?
doing both.
He's going to look it up in the Blue Book. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be till the end of the next planting season,
Okay.
and then he's just going to define the planting season.
Yeah, I'll get those dates for sure.
We're talking
And
about
if it
the,
revokes, then you pull the bond.
would it be?
Right,
Okay?
right.
Which performance bond chapter, would it be under stormwater management or subdivision land?
Probably subdivision, right? Chapter 130.
Yeah, chapter 130.
But maybe also chapter 75, maybe?
I mean, hopefully they're not going to avail, I mean, hopefully it'll line up for them.
The
And then
chapter 75 has
finishing
the bonds for
construction at the
grading
beginning of
seeding
the
right
spring,
there.
they
That's
got
the
time
one I
to
was
get
talking about
planted.
earlier.
Yeah, that's 75.8.
The 75-8 is the seeding bond that I had mentioned earlier.
About how much
But
is this gonna cost?
That's why I'm asking about the specifics.
I think that's just it. It needs to be, they would need to provide a cost estimate to us for the
Do you want
For
us
each
to
lot.
prepare that for the next planning board meeting?
I think it would be
cost estimate?
helpful, I mean, I think, break out the phase one cost, because that should be its own performance bond, despite the fact that goes over 5 different lots, right?
Yep.
And then each phase two specific to each lot, a cost estimate for that, and maybe even some escalation fees for up to 5 years or something. That,
You said escalation fees for up to 5 years?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that way that, I mean, I know that these developers are not looking to hold these lots that long, and they're looking to do the building themselves, so.
Correct.
I think that should cover it.
Okay. Okay.
The notation on the plan, then, we
Yep.
should
Understood.
work something on that. Deed restrictions, no, yes? What did you, no?
I don't see any.
So explain that issue again, like a deed restriction for them to maintain the plantings?
I think it would just reinforce the map note. Like Craig said, the map note is enforceable, but a deed restriction is just another layer, I suppose. And it could just be that, they have to maintain the landscaping as shown on sheet LL1 of the filed map that created the lot, or something to that effect. And
Okay.
relatively simple.
What happens if the landscaping is interfering with, like, this was brought up last time, like a pool or something like that?
That's the crux here, right?
Right,
that is.
that's what I was asking last time, and
Yeah.
the board brought up about a pool as an example.
Yeah.
So that kind of nixes it, right?
Yeah. It's a very valid point.
I don't know about, I want them to make the plantings, the developer to put the plantings in, and them to sell the property. After that, I believe people
Property
have...
rights.
People
Yeah.
have property rights.
I mean, this is America, and,
Yes, because they could have taken down the trees.
I mean,
They may choose
I was
to do
mentioning
that.
something to Mr. Crane when he was at the podium, all right? Now, the land that is not being developed, all right? I personally would like invasive species removed.
Right. Yep.
I mean, that includes multiflora rose, oriental bittersweet, kudzu, Japanese barberry, bush honeysuckle, Japanese knotweed, and tree of heaven. A lot of these things.
You forgot euonymus.
Euonymus.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Euonymus. So, euonymus. Now, my reason is that hydrangea is a invasive species, right? But it doesn't impact the environment the way these particular species do. They will kill hardwood trees. They will kill, these magnificent sycamores and trees, maple trees. The property's loaded with maple trees. And there's a lot of other debris there that, I think if you're going to sell these, the curb appeal matters, So if there was a pool, or there was tennis courts or a basketball court or something like that, those plantings could end up in the other space.
Right.
That is not being occupied by the owner of the property. And, ferns and other beautiful vegetation will really add to the curb appeal and the environment as well. A lot of habitats that would otherwise be destroyed because of these invasive species and things will be in place for perpetuity. The nice thing about the property is that you have a meadow behind it, right?
Yep.
And then to the left of it, you already have a developed piece of property, so it's isolated on the corner. And I think whatever you do to implement proper forestry management on all of those other areas outside of the property owners will persist because it's not connected to other areas that have been infected by invasive species. So those are my thoughts. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Crane.
They're very good thoughts.
You have to agree.
I agree.
You have to agree with me, huh?
I don't.
All right. No, you're right. You're right. I'm violating the rule here. Thank you for pointing that out to me.
You didn't answer.
I got a thumbs down. I'll call you about it. We'll talk more.
No,
All
it's
right,
a
so
very good
is there
point,
anything
very
else
good
we need
point.
to do regarding this right now, Dan? Craig, what would you like us to do in the way of these resolutions? Voting on them? Do you need us
We
to?
did.
I didn't prepare a full draft resolution just yet because these are really important things that need to be incorporated into it. And it would give the applicant a little time to review those and the board to review them. I can certainly try to capture all the things we've discussed tonight and previously and send a draft around for your consideration.
Okay.
And, if Amy's group can continue to knock out a little bit more here
Yeah.
and there.
Yep.
Okay.
Reduce the conditions that way.
Yeah, we'll work through the comments and we'll prepare a cost estimate for the phasing plan.
So did you need us to consider granting conditional subdivision approval?
Only if you feel like we can, if those conditions, if you want, I can capture them and send them to you. You can't have a discussion about what I send to you.
Right.
But you can at least, I believe you can cut individually, you can respond to me and say, I thought we talked about this, or I thought this was in there, right?
Yeah, you can't have a quorum.
Yes, I mean, open hearing laws, I mean, we don't violate open hearing laws here.
No.
I think it's pretty
What was that, Jason? I can't hear you. If you want to go into
I'm not okay with granting resolution until I see the final
Oh, that's what
paper.
we're talking about.
We're not talking about granting resolution. We're talking about granting conditional,
I meant to say condition.
conditional subdivision approval.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to see the
That's-
resolution first,
with-
sorry.
okay.
I worded
Well,
it wrong.
the result of that is a resolution.
Yeah.
That would mean I would have to draft a resolution.
Right.
Right.
I mean, you have the right to vote
Based-
any way you want, as does anybody here. So I don't have a,
No, but
Stake in it
the
one way or the
question
other.
is, do we want to proceed with granting conditional approval, or do we want to wait until
You
Dan
can't do the
prepares?
resolution until we do conditional approval.
No, that's
Right?
not,
Oh, okay.
no.
All right.
What we've been doing is I would draft a resolution for your consideration, then we can talk about it at the meeting.
All right, why don't you do that?
That's the way it
Please.
Is that, okay?
is that, I mean, is there anything that is negative to the applicant, one way or the other? If we grant
Just
conditional
time.
now versus
Well,
handling it
just
after
the
the
fact that
draft
we really,
resolution?
Need the resolution.
there's just the conditions. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of the standard stuff, recreation fees, this, that, the other thing that I
Okay.
have to put into there as well.
So we won't take
In
any
my,
action.
in my opinion, I hate having a lot of conditions.
Right.
It's better to button up as many issues as you possibly can. The conditions that we just approved are conditions that have to happen afterwards. But if this is something we can button up and it's one less condition, I would prefer to wait for that.
And there wouldn't be anything stopping us from granting conditional subdivision approval and approving the resolutions next meeting,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's what the resolution
Yeah,
is.
so I
The
don't think there
resolution
is
is
any-
the conditional approval.
So there wouldn't necessarily be any time lost. We would just have more information for us to make that determination.
Yeah, I guess the only reason I had mentioned that in this particular case was just because we are in the prime season for planting. soon.
Yeah.
Right, that was the only thing
And-
that I was gonna,
All right.
And that was like, and I was, in my mind, I'm thinking, September 17th, I think, was the next meeting. And that's the beginning, basically, of that next prime, September 18th, I'm sorry. That's basically the beginning of the next prime season for planting, right?
But they'd have to be approved, they'd have to have all their health department approvals, everything done. I mean, is it
The
realistic?
health department is all
they're just
ready to
waiting
sign. Yeah.
for us to submit final plans for them to sign
And
off.
they're on the cusp of signing off?
Yeah, and DPW has indicated the same, so, I mean, the outside agencies are...
But even
basically
constructing,
lined up.
like you're presumably constructing the house first and doing the landscape in the last end of it?
Well,
Well, the
there's the
phase
phase
one
one
would
landscape.
go
Yeah, it's all being phased in.
So
Oh, phase one.
phase one landscaping is associated with creating the storm basins.
Gotcha. I understand.
and then decompacting those areas and then doing those plantings. The way it's set up on the plan right now is I
And that's
think
been done.
is very, no, the plantings have not been done.
The decompaction has been.
Only along the haul routes.
Right.
Now, yeah. The way this is set up is that gets done before they can get any building permits. And then when the town accepts that work is completed, then they're gonna cordon it off with construction fence and other things, so nobody can go into those areas now. So those areas are gonna be protected.
Okay.
And then you get into the phase two, which is the building permits. They have to build the houses and the construction of the septics, and so there's the heavy things going in and out. And then the decompaction in those areas around the houses and everything, and then the new plantings associated with the phase two landscaping that's on sheet L1. So initially my thought was it would be very nice to get the phase one landscaping in sooner than later, just for the fact that it'll give them this winter, and then they get into the phase two in the spring. But it's still possible.
I mean, it's good logical thinking.
Yeah, I'm
It
just
really
trying
is.
to, you know, I'm
But I'm
always-
still like thinking about how we rushed the last time to be flexible with the tree removal.
I agree.
And
I agree with you, Rob.
on maybe any other subdivision, it would be, we could try to be prudent and flexible that way.
Yeah, there's no losing
But
here.
flexibility cost us a lot last time.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that's just
No,
a fact.
yeah, I don't-
My recommendation to you is, once we do get you to final conditional approval, move as quick as you can, you know, to meet those conditions, and then you'll get in the ground and you'll maybe meet that planting date. If
There's
you
no
don't,
loss of
if you
time.
don't meet the planting date, there's always September.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's always the
October.
spring, there's
October.
always the spring planting.
You can plant trees in October, can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
up till November.
I think it's through
Right.
about November 15th or
Right.
so.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Sound good?
Okay, so.
Thank you, Amy.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. I'd like to request a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
All right?
All right, good.
Can I have a motion?
Feeling all right? Feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Can I have a motion for recess?
So maybe
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Later, so everybody's time. So,
I don't see
I'll
any
try to
reason
get
why
that to
we
you as soon as
shouldn't
we
be planning anyway.
I already put some of the bones.
They can plant at their own risk, right? Just start planting.
You know, like a lot of
What happens, what's the worst case scenario? You have plants that survive?
next year.
You can answer this, but
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I want to be.
how do you control these things?
You know, in the county, they have a special vacuum machine,
Yeah.
and they literally, and I think it's absolutely crazy, they're walking around and they're vacuuming these things off the tree.
Yeah, how'd that go?
And I don't know how you could possibly think you're having any impact to it. I'm sorry.
And maybe they're using that to suck up the eggs.
The larvae, yeah, maybe, yeah, that might be the case. That maybe they're trying to slow it down
They're
or
trying to get
impact it. It's really more for show. It's more for, it's because we get a lot of complaints from residents about the plants. And we have something we can tell them.
It couldn't
We're
last
walking
my
around
lifetime, what about
these
20
things,
years?
but It has such a negligible impact. The funny thing is they're attacking one of those invasive species that John is, the tree of heaven. They really love Ailanthus, the tree of heaven. That's an invasive species. Here's an invasive species, because it's an invasive species bug attacking an invasive species tree. And so you want to let them beat up that tree.
It stinks that he's not being himself.
But I'm sure you have you probably have you probably don't have
For what, how many decades?
We have some good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean,
They're just showing up now. My wife told me she saw it. So they're just getting up. They were down in Westchester last year.
Can you stomp them?
Stomp them, yeah.
whenever I spoke to him,
Yeah, I was.
The medication he has.
But it's really like, it's kind of like biblical. They're coming up like a swarm.
still not himself though.
Never will be.
Nothing for the emergency.
Yeah. It's impossible. You can't have a global economy and not expect things like this to happen.
It's always something.
Yeah.
Are you building yet, Greg?
No way.
Is that gonna happen?
She's talking about the lanternfly. The lanternfly is an invasive species.
No.
And you know what it goes after? Tree of heaven.
I saw it.
It
So that
loves
was
tree
funny
of
you
heaven.
mentioned it, which I thought was interesting. It was devouring the tree of heaven on my property there, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, it's an invasive going after.
Let it kill it. Yeah, because it's used to it. That's what it's used to. Munching on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Lot realignment between two of our lots.
Veronese.
And Paul? All right. Motion to end the recess?
So moved.
All right. A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Aye. No.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening. So this is Verosini? Veronese. Shame on me.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry.
close.
Veronese.
I thought you were
Italian.
Veronese Accessory Apartments. Thank you.
Good evening, Michael Berta, architect for the applicant.
Yes, sir.
So, since the last time we were here, I did receive Dan's letter, and we made, a number of changes, and it looks like we've satisfied a lot of the comments. A couple of them that we need to just really discuss tonight.
Okay.
One of which is the landscaping. It's up to the board's discretion, so.
Yep.
So one of the board's comments was they wanted to see some screening between the new addition and the neighbor's pool.
And the neighbors,
Their swimming pool.
oh, their swimming pool.
So they have a swimming pool in the back, and they asked for a little bit of landscaping to screen it. So what we've done is we're running a row of pines, a mix of Norways, I forget exactly, but we've got a mix of a couple of different 6-foot-high pines that we're going to be running along the edge.
We're listening, Mike, sorry.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we're just.
You can see that we're putting in here, we're staggering.
Yep.
To give a little bit of adequate screening, but I think we've got enough in it. It should screen it, give them a chance to grow, 5 to 6 foot high, 3 to 3 inch calibers is what we're proposing.
You got some shrubs going in.
Yeah, a little bit of shrubs around the foundation. One of the other comments was to screen the garbage cans.
Right.
So we've done that. We're putting in unfortunately I forgot the note, as you can tell of Dan's comment, but you'll see that. You'll see the circle of that is where we're putting the enclosure. And it'll be a white vinyl fence, 6 foot high. 3-sided, there won't be doors on it, but the cans will be facing inward, so that should cover, it'll enclose it.
Have they seen it? Your neighbor?
Has a neighbor seen it?
Yeah, have they seen it?
I don't believe so.
Oh, no, oh, okay.
Not yet.
Just curious.
They will.
Good,
They
yeah.
will, because, one of the things we'll set the public hearing tonight,
That's all that really
and then they'll
matters.
see it.
Yeah.
So, any landscaping good?
I'm good.
I hate to, after the last conversation on landscaping, bring up the topic, but
Yeah, I'll leave it up to the rest of the board. I'm happy with it, from what I'm
Right.
seeing. I remember from our previous conversations.
I don't see the planting.
So the lines, I'm sorry, the white pines and Colorado blue spruce is what's being proposed along the common lot line there.
Right here. These are those.
If you go to sheet SP2, there's a call out.
You can see it there.
It's written right there.
Oh, it's written there. Oh.
Since there was only one plant that we were really proposing, I didn't put a schedule together.
Just so you know, Colorado blue spruce have been declining. They have that disease.
Yeah? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so then we'll nix them.
Good call.
Norway spruces don't seem to get it.
Okay.
Not a native, but It's still very good.
Okay.
So what?
We'll get rid of the Colorado.
Red cedar as well.
Yeah.
What's
Something that you guys
proposed
like
for
to
the
see a lot
planning?
of times,
Red
right?
cedars are nice.
Red cedar?
The only thing,
About
what is it?
arborvitae.
Hey, Rob?
I don't really care for arborvitae, but that's, I
The
know.
arborvitae?
you like it?
Yeah.
Arborvitae would do better than the long-term than the,
My problem with arborvitae is the
spruce.
deers decimate them.
Yes.
And then you end up lollipopping, I don't know, what do you call that when you strip the,
it's called winter feeding.
yeah, no, but I mean.
The screening gets reduced
It
when the
does.
top, the bottom 6
You
feet
may chew
is
away
gone.
everything at the bottom.
They
I
get
mean,
devoured.
But, you know, there are some arborvitae that they say are deer tolerant, but I haven't really found them.
I haven't found one yet.
Yeah.
They say it, Green Giants, but I don't know.
Yeah, but blue spruce, after a number of years, the bottoms die off.
Yeah.
And
That's true too.
Yeah.
To me, they look worse than,
Yeah.
Well, I
That's why
agree,
a lollipop.
and they're suffering from that spruce disease that's going on.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why he
The Colorado
recommended
blue and the white spruces are not doing well.
what the Norways are.
The Norways don't seem to suffer from it.
So we'll change the Colorado to Norway. All right.
Anything else?
Dan had a question regarding the shed that's been built in the easement. Now, that shed's been there since 1988.
Yeah, I brought that up because in a normal world, when easement documents are created in support of these creations of these easements, and now this easement was created as part of file map 6875. In most cases, they say no structure shall be allowed in them. I did the research I could to try to find any easement documents that were filed associated with this easement, and I was not able to find them, so.
I couldn't find them either. I looked as well.
Yeah, and so I kind of punted at the last minute to Craig's office to see if he could maybe find any, being the,
It would require an abstract search. I mean, who was the developer?
Buyer was the developer. It was,
Bill Byer.
B-E-Y-E-R.
Yeah, Bill Byer.
Bill Byer.
Do we know what the easement's doing? Is there a pipe in there? Is there a
No
drainage
pipe.
line?
It's just it's a drainage
One of the
swale.
filed maps showed French drains in that back part, and then a swale on the side.
We didn't find any pipes exiting.
Because I found a couple of different filed maps associated with these properties here. This was part of a remainder parcel at one point as, was it Cunningham Lane was,
Cunningham and Byer were partners.
I mean, is there any problem
Actually,
with
this
water
is part of,
infiltration into into the shed, or is it interfering with drainage or anything like that?
There hasn't been any problems at all. The property's not wet after rainstorms.
And it's on their property, right?
Yeah.
So, Dan, is it within our scope to just approve it?
well,
As is,
I
because
guess,
they
I
say
just,
that they-
all I wanted to do was just to feel, if we find a document that says it shouldn't be there, then,
Right.
you know, they should move it. And-
Oh,
And it would be
okay.
part of our purview of making sure that they weren't in violation of any previous easement, especially if it's a town easement.
Oh,
Is there a, right, yeah, we need to know what that easement says,
Okay.
but is there, do you think there's an easement in the proper parcel next door? Does it connect to another spot?
I think it's pretty level back there, like
Yeah.
Mike said. And I only found, like I said, a couple of French drains, which to me would indicate that they, because the development to the south side, all of their slope is down towards this lot. So they may have put some French drains in there at some point to pick that up, and they probably discharge into the swale that runs northerly towards Cunningham Lane here.
yeah.
On the east side of the property. North is straight up on this, right?
Yeah.
So on the east side of
Don't
the
know why
property.
you would need an easement, though, like, anybody could put a French drain on their property without having to assign an easement to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was, if
It's
they,
usually to benefit an adjacent property, yeah.
in this case, I think it was to protect this property from the water coming down from the south. Because there's a lot of development to the south that drains down towards this.
We're on Cunningham is number 31.
It's on the corner. It's on the bend as you're coming around.
It's interesting.
It's been there for a very long time.
As you're coming around the corner, it's, as you're coming up Cunningham, it's just before you start turning.
Since the 80s. And it has constant problems.
So there it is right there.
Can you bring that over
Just
so I
see
can
this
see
right there?
it?
There's an easement thing right there. Just we
Please.
can see the-
Hey, Dan, isn't it grandfathered in if it's been there since the 80s?
Not if it's in an easement, no. If it's in an easement and
So
the
you can see
easement
those,
says that it
basically-
can't be there, then it can't
Once
be
you get
there.
past this, it starts turning this way. Property.
But if there's no documentation in support of the easement,
Right.
then it's probably a moot point, and we've done our due diligence.
Okay.
So it's just it's something that needs to be raised, and, you know, frankly, I normally like to put the onus on the applicant and his representatives to find something, but, you know.
I checked with the surveyor, and when he did the survey, all he found was the notation of it, of there's an easement.
On the filed map, yeah.
But there's no, and he basically just copied it off from the filed map, but there's no documentation, there's nothing filed with the county.
Nothing on the deed, so,
Nothing in the deed.
yeah, all right.
We couldn't find a single thing, and we also couldn't find anything on adjacent properties that also showed the easement.
Okay.
Well, I think, you were gonna submit the deed, or was?
Yeah, I'll have it to you.
Yeah, so then you can look at the deed as well.
Yeah, I mean, it would, the only thing is if the drainage easement is not filed of record, then there's really nothing to interpret, because this map doesn't really say who it's supposed to be maintained by. It's not the town's.
The soccer field.
It's right here.
Soccer field,
Does this help you?
The soccer field's on Byron.
On Byron, yeah.
Here,
Yeah, the soccer field's on Byron.
if you need. So here's 55, and here's Great Hollow Road, Gardner Road.
Yeah.
There's the soccer field. That little red dot is where the property is.
So the only other, you know, I don't know if we're done with discussing this yet or not, but.
Meyer Drive.
I think they're just doing their research.
All right, okay.
Well, let me just throw this one out here. So
All
now,
right, do you need, yeah.
we have a little bit of a conundrum going on.
Okay.
The septic plan is done, approved by it's approved by the health department.
Okay.
They will not sign it until they get something from here.
They lost it?
No. It's all ready to go, but they won't sign it until there's some sort of conditional approval, sketch plan approval, or something from the town
You
that
have
says.
sketch approval.
Yeah. But they need something from the town saying that.
And there's no
before the-
seeker on this because it was a type 2 action.
Right.
Do you remember what they were looking for specifically?
I talked to Dave Ryder, the engineer. He said, you know, any type of anything that says that this thing is being approved or it can be approved, is what they ask. I mean, I'm not sure if it's as simple as an email from Dan that says, you know that the board granted him approval, and I'm just going ahead here, so forgive me, to prepare a resolution for the next meeting. That might be more than enough to satisfy them.
What's the size of the shed?
Yeah, I mean, you can have Dave reach out to Dan Keeler, and if Dan wants to call me, and we can coordinate what he needs.
Okay.
10 by 10.
If it's something I can give him, I will.
All right.
Maybe they just need an email that we already have sketched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That may satisfy them.
A lot of times they look for seeker, but in this case, it was type 2.
Yeah, there is no seeker.
Yeah.
So,
Was there a total re-engineering of the septic?
yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause
there's
we-
a health department approval being done on this.
For a 4-bedroom?
Yeah, we added a bedroom,
bedrooms,
so we increased the septic from 3 to 4. Plus now we met all the new requirements with the, 100% expansion and everything, so. And the addition's gonna need a pump chamber, so it went through the whole process. Painful process with the health department.
Okay, all right. Anything else? Anyone here?
So there were a few things that we had on here. We suggested that you consider setting a public hearing for the September 18th meeting.
Okay. Do you have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to set public hearing for September 18th, 2025.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
One thing I did not put on here, but in just reviewing my notes, we never actually went over the aquifer overlay standards, which the architect has put on the plans. He put a response to the 5 standards, 155-12D. So, Mike, do you mind running through maybe your note on that, and then the board can...
You can refresh my memory on what they were. So crucially, after the subsurface for the flow of the groundwater to private water supply wells, the existing and potential public water supply wells. The existing drainage swale that's there right now directs any water away from the adjoining properties. So, crucially degrade the quality of groundwater through the introduction of sewage waste, stormwater runoff, blah, blah, and et cetera. We're having, obviously, a new system designed. So that's going to alleviate any issues that might have. And the grading is not changing. The property's pretty level. So we're really not adjusting any grading. The only asphalt that we're adding is we're going to extend the existing parking area slightly. It was 6 by 20 is what we're adding in asphalt. The rest of it is we're not adding any other impervious. It appreciably increased the long-term risk of groundwater contamination through sitting establishment expansion of use which store, transport, or use significant quantities of materials which is potentially harmful to groundwater. There are no harmful materials that we're dealing with. Appreciably increased the long-term risk of groundwater contamination through small quantities of hazardous toxic substance. We don't use any chemicals or any pesticides or anything like that on the ground. And then lastly is increase the risk of groundwater contamination through removal of soil, sand, stone, or gravel. We're not removing, we're removing a small amount of grass, but it's going to be, have a building on it, so with gutters and downspouts that will be directed. So.
Thank you for that. Any questions from any of the board members regarding that? No? Okay.
We have technically been voting on that, on those standards recently, so.
Can I have a motion to approve the aquifer overlay standards?
So moved.
Okay.
Meaning that you don't believe that there'll be an appreciable...
No effect whatsoever on the aquifer overlay. I don't see that happening, unless one of the other board members...
Do you want to say, I'll make a motion to approve the rationale provided by the applicant placed on the plan, that it will have, that the proposed project will have no impact on aquifer standards?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Well said.
All right. Thanks. Okay.
And the last thing I had on there was authorizing us to prepare a resolution of conditional approval for your consideration at the next meeting.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Now, just a real question on the mailings, certified letter. Will I get I know there's no secretary right now, so will I get...
Colleen will help you with that.
Colleen will help you?
Yeah,
All right.
she'll tell you what you need.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll give you the radius and all that good stuff.
Great.
Addresses.
All right. I have the addresses, but...
You've been voting on the resolution preparation, so...
Sorry about that.
Too, just to be consistent.
Okay. Motion to approve the draft resolutions?
To authorize...
To authorize the writing of
town
the draft
professionals to
resolutions.
draft.
Yeah.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, just coordinate with Colleen. She'll help out.
I'll give her a call on Monday.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See you in
Have a good
September.
night. Enjoy your evening. All right. Green Hill Farm. Subdivision. Okay. You need help, Ernie? You got it? All right.
Probably not. An easel? I don't know.
People can see it out there.
Just keep it in the closet and forget about it.
Yeah. I understand. Should write that. Why don't you write it here now? You write it in there.
We need an easel. Easel?
That's for an easel.
Okay.
I hear you.
Let's see.
Things might be.
I thought.
Okay, Ernie Martin, project engineer for the owner applicant, Green Hill Farm Holdings LLC. Since our last meeting, a couple things I'd just like to bring you up to speed. We had shown some plantings, some tree plantings along Beach Road to provide, to kind of improve the view shed from the adjoining neighbors. I think we had about 3 shown, one on lots 6, 5, and 4. We've since have doubled that. They range from about 75 to 100 feet apart, similar to the tree specs on your town road specs. I think there they require them 75 feet. So we've shown that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, over here you have a conifer grove that we're maintaining as is. So I think that's a step in the right direction, but I certainly would entertain any thoughts on your behalf. Also, since the last meeting, we again met with the Highway Department staff, and we precisely defined that area that he would like to have cleared along Beach Road. The owner has received some estimates. I believe he'll be making a decision on it rather quickly, and that work will be done in concert with the Highway Department, and Dan, I'll advise you as well if you're in the area.
Are you saying that would occur now?
Yeah, we're going to do that before the map is signed.
Okay.
And lastly, this is more for the health department, as you know, and as I presented in my last submission. Essentially, the last thing left to do is for water quality. We're scheduled next Wednesday and Thursday to do pump tests. And we'll do 1 well on each day from the 2 existing homes. And upon conclusion or at the end of each test, we'll be taking our samples. So I think that, assuming nothing goes awry there, I think we'll be able to wrap up the Department of Health issue. So going forward, I think there's at least...
Taking care of line number 2 also, the easement with NYSEG?
That was just an impossible approach. What we ended up, I probably spent 2 hours on the phone with them, and I just got pushed around to different sections. And essentially what I ended up doing is I put a note on the plan. I think the note says something to the effect that the utility company shall be contacted prior to the construction of that pipe, if and when it's needed, between the existing house and the septic.
Forgive me, but how does this impact us here?
It says...
It's a utility, right?
No, the Board of Health says they can't approve the plan for this parcel without written authorization for the installation of the line through the NYSEG easement.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, I thought that that deed on that easement actually supported that this was allowable. If I remember right, because we brought that up
early on.
Months ago,
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing, the easement that's there is for an overhead wire for power into the existing house. If this pipe would have to be constructed, first of all, it would only be for the expansion area, if and when you had to use it, and that is underground. So, I mean, in a way, I don't...
Do you know if you provided that easement language to the health department? That might help.
Yeah.
Because I actually believe I remembered seeing something very specific about the notification, which is why we asked for that note to be on the plan about notifying the power company beforehand.
I can do that. Obviously, I'm going to have to respond to the health department with my test data, and I'll include that.
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
You mean in the deed that describes the easement, they reserve the right to go underneath or trench a pipe underneath?
Yeah, I mean, I can pull it up to get the exact language, but my recollection of it was that you were allowed to do certain things within that easement as long as there was notification and as long as it didn't interfere with their access to the power lines.
Gotcha.
And again, the easement was for overhead power.
Right, yeah.
So going forward, I think there's three things that we probably need to discuss tonight. As I mentioned earlier, I did add some additional trees. We can talk about that. Also, there are two driveways that currently go into the site, and as a result of the subdivision, there will be a property line that will cross over one of the driveways. Previously, we had suggested that we remove part of the driveway and have a planting scheme, but on further examination, the existing trees go over that area. So I thought what might be more permanent would be a split rail fence similar to what's there right now that would run from the existing split rail fence across the driveway to the other split rail fence. And this way you would have a permanent closure of that area.
Would you still remove a portion of the driveway between, or?
As I show it right now, it would be left in place. But if you would like us to remove it, we can remove it.
Which lot are you referring to?
The way that the lots are back to back, it's lots 1 and 7.
Yeah, so right over here, here's the main house. Here's the other house. The new lot line goes right here. And right here is in the driveway, and here's the driveway. So I think the last thing we want to do is to have two open driveways here and avoid a conflict between two neighbors. As long as they get along, it's fine, but when they don't get along, it's an issue. And lastly, and I think this is more an action on your part, the board, we had provided some responses regarding aquifer overlay, and it's noted on note number 19 on sheet 1 of the plans. I'm prepared to respond to those.
Do you want him to read them, Dan?
If and when you're ready.
Or can we read them and then see if we have any issues?
It would be on sheet 1 of 6, note number 19.
Any problems with any one of the criteria?
No. Do you want me to read them, or it's up to you?
Okay, so go over them.
And these are just the responses. I'm not. The project does not appreciably alter groundwater flow to private public water supplies since there is no construction and/or regrading of existing landforms, intermittent drainage ditches, and wetlands. 5 new wells shall be constructed and shall be properly positioned to provide the proper separation as required by the health department to existing and proposed sewage disposal systems. There is no proposed drainage infrastructure, and all drainage is via sheet flow. So we're not proposing any piping of that sort. Number 2, the Green Hill subdivision is a residential subdivision which will only generate domestic sewage. All sewage disposal systems are properly designed for the project flow and soil conditions. The separation requirements between potable wells and sewage disposal systems are in accordance with approval of the Dutchess County Health Department. Number 3, the Green Hill subdivision is a residential subdivision and should not include the siting and storage of materials harmful to the groundwater. Number 4, the Green Hill subdivision is a residential subdivision and does not include toxic and/or hazardous waste being introduced into the groundwater. And finally, number 5, the upper mantle of the landform shall not be altered and/or removed and therefore shall not increase the risk of groundwater contamination. The grading plan reflects the final grading of the site to be very similar to the landform as it presently exists.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Did you say that's on the drawing somewhere, or?
Yeah.
It's on sheet number 1.
Oh, 1.
On the subdivision plat.
Oh, on the, okay.
And it's note number 19.
Number 19, yeah.
Could you consider removing the driveway?
Pardon?
Removing the driveway?
Well,
Say, there are trees
you
there.
still need the driveway to get into that lot.
It's just odd that there'd be a pavement, extraneous pavement, but I don't know why we'd want more impervious area where it can be removed.
Right now you have a retaining wall and fence here, and you have a fence here. And then you have a driveway right along here. You certainly need driveway from here, for this house, from here.
2?
To the road.
They have 2 driveways?
And then the other driveway, yes, is right here.
Why do we need 2?
Well, you need the second driveway to this house, this driveway here to this house.
But there's still a connection between the two.
What we don't want is access from, let's say, this spot into this spot and vice versa.
Yeah, so I think,
If you wanted to
correct me if I'm
separate them
wrong,
in
Fay,
a separate
is
lot.
why are we, you're saying to prohibit the access, you want to put a fence up over the driveway, but why not just remove that portion in the driveway? That discourages.
The driveways originally were, Peoria owned both houses.
Right.
Okay? And the original drive is the one where you're talking about putting a fence.
Right.
When this was, or at least thought about subdividing 2 years ago, they put in that other drive that goes now to the main house. All right? A fence should do fine without additional soil disturbance and the disturbance to the trees.
Are you saying that removing the existing driveway would disturb the existing trees?
Yeah, the same way as compaction during development.
Where's the trees? I don't see them on the drawing.
So are you looking to?
If I'm not
Ernie,
mistaken.
are you looking to provide the option of 2 lots in the future there? Yeah, that.
They're not
the-
showing the drawing.
You can't.
That's all, both those houses are on lot 1, right?
Well, right now.
Afterwards,
Right
they're
now,
separate.
we're on the 21 acre parcel.
Right.
There'll be 2
Oh,
separate.
I'm looking on,
There'll be a lot, a house for each lot at that point.
Yeah, so this will be one
Our
lot,
code doesn't allow 2 principal structures on
and
one
then
lot.
this will be one lot. So he's
okay.
putting a dividing line here, and what he's saying is, now, because you're making this a separate lot from this, he's doing a pathway over here that will service this lot.
Right.
This guy already has access out here, because it's the existing. So what Fay is saying, so what he's saying is in order to prohibit the access, he's gonna put up a fence right there. But what Fay and I are saying is why not just remove that road? Why are we keeping the
Which
road
road? From where to where?
from here to here?
Oh.
And,
that section.
yeah.
Right
Why-
alongside
Why
the
wouldn't you
house.
remove it?
Yeah.
I suggest you delay
Ernie,
decision
you see
till
what he
you go
means?
out and look at the site.
Yeah, that's a lot of driveway to remove.
But
And
where's-
and there's a retaining wall right there in front too.
Where-
I really don't
Okay.
think we should get
Where's the
involved.
retaining wall?
Okay.
There's a retaining wall and a fence right adjacent to that driveway,
Right here.
yes.
Oh, I'm not telling you to touch the retaining wall. Where are the trees that Peter's talking about?
I believe the trees are between the driveway and the field.
Oh, why didn't you show that? It would make it easier for me to
So why don't we
understand.
just leave it alone and put the fence? Rather than,
You know, before we had proposed cutting the pavement, adding trees, but the canopies of the existing trees go over. And I'm not sure how successful we would be in keeping those trees to survive. And/or if they, as they continue to grow, now you're competing with the canopy above. So I thought maybe a more permanent way would be put a fence right across there and you cut it right off. And you still need driveway, at least on the front house area, because when you come out of the garage there, you need an area to back up. So,
Okay, just a thought. Thank you.
and I guess the next thing is, what are your thoughts where we added these 6 trees here?
now, how many per lot?
Yeah.
Two.
2, yeah. I thought that was the case.
There's that little wall right there.
Yes.
So, you know, we have the existing conifer grove right here. The dead stuff we're going to remove back here, and then we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
It says 6-foot-high red maples?
Yes.
All right, I don't even know where you buy 6-foot-high. Those are really small trees. They're like, almost like whips. 6-foot-high. Usually you spec a tree by caliper. What caliper would that
We
be?
can do that. We can make it a 3-inch caliber.
That's a 12-foot-high tree.
Is that on
A 3-inch caliper? Yeah.
2?
I think you're thinking more like 1.5 or 2. Yeah.
Battles of the,
I'll specify 2-inch.
battles of the engineer here. He's a landscape engineer.
Okay, I'll defer to you.
Do I
I
get
think we
paid?
normally have 2.5 on new trees.
Yeah.
2.5 caliber.
Yeah, it's just, the math's not adding up. 6-foot-high, it's just, you want to spec it by
All one
caliper.
species? All,
I think when
The
they
6
think
will
about
be
having them
reds?
staggered rather all in one.
Red maple.
oh, yeah?
Well, he's showing it as a
2.5.
street tree, so he's doing a planting scheme that's a street tree
That's
planting.
nice, red maple.
I realize that there's street trees,
They do have nice
but
color.
that is Beach Road is a rural road.
It's dirt.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, what's the dirt road there?
Hines.
Hines.
yeah.
But it's a rural road where you have trees in a line is in a development.
Got you. You'd rather
I mean,
stagger.
I understand the effect you're talking about, but I don't think he's planting them like 100 foot apart. I don't even think you're going to notice the stagger.
I thought you were going to mention something about the
Those are nice looking
monoculture.
trees. That's my favorite.
He's doing all red maples.
I mean, you have to think about what the intent of it
They
is.
were
I
nice.
I like the,
planted two out here that
I do, it's good fall color.
up in town, cut down so that you could see the town hall.
Okay. All right, any
Yeah, I didn't-
issues, specific issues for this man? No?
No,
I didn't
All right.
like that either.
we're good.
Any actions that we need to take right now?
Well, I would like the board, I read over Dan's comment memo, and for the most part, what we have to take care of is mostly administrative. I would like the board to consider granting conditional final approval.
Any issues with that, Dan or Craig?
The only thing we've, again, with the draft resolution, you don't have one, so
Okay.
we'd have to figure out how
I
the
think we-
conditions are discussed right now then, that have to go on to that. similar to what we were talking about before.
So you want to draft the resolution, and then we'll do both next month?
That's been the standard.
Okay. All right, Ernie?
Well, I would really like the board to consider that, and I'll tell you why, a couple of reasons. First of all, you could use Dan's memo as a basis, draft one after that, and use this as your basis. I think what we're here is what we're all shooting for.
Yeah.
The other thing, if you remember, and I'm going to go back to when we held our public hearing, we had a public hearing, and I think there were about a dozen people that showed up, and there were various comments and questions and things of that nature. And then someone, I don't know if it was from the public or was from the board, said, well, this is Easter week, maybe we should hold a public hearing.
And nobody showed up.
So what we did, was we lost a month there.
And I expected...
And we're coming back next month, it's another month. And I think it would be very helpful to my client.
Are there any major conditions, Dan? Or has he met them?
You know, same thing, recreation fees, checking in with accounting on making sure all fees were paid,
It's minor.
escrows.
Sounds minor so far.
You know, health department approval.
Oh.
That's, you know, he's doing well testing next week, so that's getting closer. You know.
What does the board feel they would like to do? Any?
Try to think of some others.
I need to know, what are you doing? You have to do a resolution? What resolution do we have to write?
Yeah, just so the conditions are outlined, that the board has identified the conditions associated with the approval. You're giving them conditional approval, but what are the conditions?
You're right.
That's the point of the resolution.
And we're not prepared for that, you're saying?
I haven't prepared one. I wasn't authorized to prepare one yet for this, so.
So I think we should authorize him to prepare one.
All right, so first, let's authorize Dan to prepare a draft resolution. Okay.
For
You have
next
a
month.
motion?
So move.
All right, all in
Second.
favor? Aye.
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 Well, you could reference the memo. That includes everything.
Are
And
the
if there's
conditions,
fees,
well, let
put
me
them in
ask
that.
the engineer.
No, every time we move fast, we get in trouble.
Are the conditions in here?
No.
So why are you saying that?
Because that's one of the conditions, would be satisfying the contents of the letter.
I think there's a...
Let's do it right, Ernie, all right? We've been doing this as of late.
Deeper
And, we've been doing this now across the board.
No,
because
and I've listened, I've heard that. I'm just,
people aren't, and then the conditions aren't met, and then it drags on us, you know, from months to years to, you know, we had one on our agenda for, God, it was like 3 or 4 years, because they refused to meet conditions and...
But I think you're asking us to do a conditional approval based on conditions that are in here, and our engineer's saying they're not all in here.
That's not all the ones that we have.
Yeah, and we need all the conditions to be able to give that
well,
conditional approval.
what are the other conditions? I heard the monetary, the fees, recreation fees, if then any
Talked
outstanding
about
fees.
legal, preparation of legal documents and
You know,
things like
to
that.
construct the resolutions, because what they're saying is, what is the condition based on if the resolutions haven't been drafted and approved? That's the problem. So that's a legal document that I have to sign, and then we can give you the final at that point, based on the resolutions. That's it in a nutshell. I apologize.
It's another month.
Yeah, one more.
Do you
I
anticipate
apologize.
having the health department approval in a
Pardon me?
month? Do you anticipate having the health department approval in a month?
Yes.
You'll have it by next meeting?
All right.
And you did the testing of the wells already?
Testing is
That's
next
the,
Wednesday and
that's the
Thursday.
issue. So we'll wrap it up then. We'll get both done.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
another,
assuming it's
you know,
all
if
said and
I got approval tonight, chances are by October 1, I could probably have the map signed and filed. If I come back next month, then now it's probably going to be November 1st.
Why?
Sorry.
Why? Oh, no, but why? Why? You should be able to start before then, no? I'll sign quickly.
I'm not
You know,
gonna,
you're not going to get any delay from me.
I'm not gonna be pressured.
You're not going to who? Oh, no.
I'm
Okay.
not gonna be pressured.
You've never been pressured for anything.
We've been nice guys, and we start to try to help people out and everything, and
That's fine.
we end up walking with 1 foot in the mud. And
Understood.
okay, so that's the way it is.
All right, Ernie?
Well,
Take it or leave it.
I don't have a choice.
Thank you. Have a good night, all right? All right. Okay, so, that's it, right? So we have Lennar. Is there anything, Lennar, and then we have Barton Orchards. What's left with Lennar?
So I sent an email to everybody regarding Lennar. I spoke with Adam Weckstein.
Yeah.
He's the attorney for the applicant.
Okay.
And he's seeking an extension, 90-day extension. He's made considerable progress.
Okay.
This one, I don't know if you remember it, but this one involved a lot line that went through somebody's house.
Yeah,
And then-
that was rough.
Yeah, and the town right-of-way also had to be altered. It wasn't correct. So the problem is with the one guy's house, there's a mortgage on the property, and he has to get partial mortgage satisfactions from the lender, especially on the town right-of-way piece. So there's a lot of moving parts.
15 years that guy's been trying to resolve this. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine living like that.
Probably because we rushed
reckon-
him one night.
Probably, yeah. It's a good point. All right, so.
He did give a synopsis, which I forwarded to all of you, and I thought
Okay.
it's a reasonable ask.
Yeah, it
given the
is.
circumstances.
So, 90-day extension, can I have a motion?
Should we, let's just take a quick look to see, I can figure out,
On the date?
just to keep it to,
Date of the third meeting from now.
right, so the November meeting, what's the date on that, if you don't mind?
Yep, it's,
Because the extension was good through today.
so November
Says,
20th.
Extension
11/20.
up to and including November 17th. On the letter is what their attorney wrote.
November 20th is the third Thursday in November.
Okay, so it's 91 days gets them to the November 20th meeting.
Okay.
And they asked for 90, so they think that
91,
they're,
yeah.
so 91 would get them to the next meeting specifically.
Okay. All right.
I'll make a motion to grant them a 91-day extension.
Okay. Second?
Through November 20th, 2025.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's that. And we have Barton Orchards. How are you, Mr. Berger? Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'm okay. Just here asking for our last extension.
Okay.
It's just procedural at this point. We got our health department approval a week ago, which is what we were waiting for the water
Congratulations.
test.
Yep,
Our
that's
water
great.
test took us a very long time to get that approved.
Okay.
And we're now getting all the document together for your town engineer to review.
Okay. Anything, Dan?
No, I mean, I think we're very close to recommending signing before the health department let them know that they had to do water system.
Okay.
At one point, so, but it's just a matter of gathering all the information, making sure all the resolution conditions are satisfied, and today technically is the expiration, so it would be good to just give them however much time they want, but I'm not expecting that it's going to
90
take much
days?
at all.
Joe?
Well, we'd be 91 based on what I heard
Yeah.
on the last one, right?
So I'll make a motion to
91 again, is that what
give
you're
an
saying?
extension
I mean, be
91
consistent with what
days
you did on the other one.
Might as well, right?
through November 20th, 2025.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, Joe.
Sorry you had to wait all that time for that.
Done?
We're done.
We're done.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, have a good night.
Good night. Have a good night.